everyone, so my name is Tiffany. Welcome to my channel, and my cat Raven right now is really interested in being held, so I'm just going to do this video with or without her. So in this video I'm going to walk through a free digital planner that I've created, and it's available in my website. I'm going to provide the link below, but I wanted to do a walkthrough so that you could kind of see what's inside, so you even know if it's something you're interested in. I also walk through how I like to use the different layouts. I walk through some Goodnotes tips, how you can duplicate pages, how it's customizable, how to use the hyperlinks, things like that. And so it just gives you a really good sense if it's something you're even interested in or not. The other thing I want to mention is I do the walkthrough in Goodnotes 5, and be aware that Goodnotes is a free app that you can get in the App Store, and the first 3 notebooks that you have are free. So you can try digital planning for completely free with Goodnotes if you just go download the app. I'll provide the link, and they allow you to do 3 notebooks for free, and you could use the one that you can download here as one of those notebooks. The other thing is, I just wanted to mention that I got the artwork for this planner at Creative Market, and I'm going to list the artist and link to her page. And then also, this planner is a template that I got from the Secret Owl Society. So it's basically you can, if you like this digital planner, if you want to create your own, all you have to do is go to the Secret Owl Society, and I'll provide the link, and you can buy their digital planner template kit, and you can have a template kit that you can start working on to create your own planners. They do have, it's really nice, the course has 3 different options for softwares. So there's Adobe InDesign that you can do the planner in. They have a template kit for that. They have a template kit for Apple Keynote, and they also have a template kit for the Affinity Publisher. So if that's something you're interested in where you want to customize your own, you can totally do that. And so I think that's all. I'm gonna put Raven down, and I'm going to get to the walkthrough, so just let me know if you have any questions. All right, so I'm going to walk through this planner, and again, this planner is free in my free resources section of my website. It's a really great option if you are just trying to decide if you even like digital planning. So it's called the Moonlit Forest Planner, and as I mentioned before, I have the artist, the images, I got them from Creative Market, and I have the artist linked below. All right, so this planner is designed to have hyperlinked tabs on the side, and you'll notice that there's a yearly, monthly, weekly, daily habit section, wellness section, money section, goals section, notes, and lists. And so these are divider pages here. So you see here that there's a yearly page, and if I click to monthly, it'll jump immediately to the monthly page. If I click weekly, and it goes week, and so on, okay? And if anybody's new to Goodnotes, the way it works is that when this is how you toggle between being able to use your pencil for hyperlinks, or being able to use the pencil for more edit mode. So it drops down this menu here to use a pen, an eraser, a highlighter, that sort of thing. And the way you then navigate the planner is going back up here, and that will disappear, and then you know these hyperlinks are working, because when this is the edit mode is on, you are not going to be able to jump around. Okay. All right, so getting back to the yearly, so I just kind of want to show you the layouts that are in this planner so you can decide if it's for you. Here's the yearly layout. It's basically a grid here. And what I like to do, honestly, is I like to use this layout. I like to duplicate a copy in my own planner. So I like to have the current year. So what I will do is, and if you aren't aware, this is the pen tool, and you're able to choose colors here, different colors. And you're also able to choose how thick the pen is going to be. So for example here, like let's say I have this as 2023, And then what I like to do is I normally like to have another one for the next year because I like to track really high level things on my planner. I like to track when things are due, in like bills that are not really, you know, very common, or monthly bills, like you say license plates or something like that. I like to make sure that they're in there. And the way you would duplicate a layout is all you do is you go to the 4 squares here at the top and you click the arrow down and you duplicate it, and it'll add another page. If you have written on that page, like I have here, you will see that that same thing has happened here, but all you can do, you can just erase it and then click or write 2024, for example. Okay. And again, this planner is undated, so you get to make it exactly how you want it to be. If you do not like the yearly layout and you just know that it's something you're never going to use, what you can do is just for some food for thought, you can just completely delete the layout. So what I would recommend is deleting. What you can do is just hit the arrow down, and then you can move this to the trash, and it will move that page to the trash. Let's say you don't like the calendar view, but maybe you just want a notebook page in the yearly section because maybe you want to write, I don't know, like your intentions for the year or a word of the year or some other thing on a yearly basis. You can find, there are blank pages, journal pages in this planner. Here's one as an example. And what you can do is duplicate it and then just say move it, hold down, move this page, and then you can make that section whatever you would like it to be. It doesn't have to be a calendar. That's what I love about digital planning, is it's really customizable. The one word of caution I will say is you do not want to delete these divider pages because they are hyperlinked. And so if you delete this page right here, it will make the hyperlink inactive. So just be very aware of that. The next section we have here is the monthly view. So here's the monthly calendar view. It starts on a Monday through Sunday. You'll notice that you can very much get in here, and you'll see that this is where you can put the numbers inside the month. And I'm gonna erase some stuff here. It looks like there was some writing here before. And it also has a layout for priorities of the month. And I've also included a blank page because I like to look at my monthly view and kind of plot things out, what's going on during the month, and write my priorities. But then I also like to write down goals for the month. That's how I like to work. And then there's 12 months in that section. And again, really quick, if you don't like this monthly view, you want nothing to do with it, you can delete it. That's not a problem. Weekly view. So here's the weekly view running Monday through Sunday. There's a section here for notes. There's also, again, this is undated, so there's a place here to write the month and the week of, priorities for the week. And there's about, I think there's 5 pages. So if you need more pages, all you do is you go to the 4 little squares and you duplicate a page or add a page before or after. And this will allow you to choose a blank page, or you can choose that current template. It's up to you. All right, so the daily view. This runs from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. as far as the schedule is concerned on this layout. There's space at the top to indicate what day it is, your top 3 priorities, and then a to-do list, and then a notes section here. Again, if you don't like daily layouts, you can delete this and choose to put notebook pages. You know, you can turn it into whatever you would like. Habit section. So this habit section is for a week. So you can choose to keep this layout here if you want to track your habits. These layouts here, there's a few more I'll get to in a second. Or you can choose to move them. Like, let's say you don't like the weekly view. You're like, I'm just never going to use this thing. But you know what? You could say, but I am going to use the habits. So what you could do is go down to the habits section. and choose to duplicate and move, you know, the weekly habits into the weekly section if you prefer to work with it that way. Again, you can also keep it in the habits section, but I just wanted to kind of let you know that this is really customizable to work with however you want it to. The habits layout here has an end of week review where you can document your wins, your challenges, and adjustments for the next week. And there are, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces to write different habits you might be tracking. All right, and then we have the wellness section, and this is kind of like a tracker as well. This is a wellness for tracking, say, breakfast, lunch, dinner, exercise, vitamins, and water. And again, this is Monday through Sunday, so if you prefer to have that in your weekly view, you can do that as well. And then in the money section, we have a monthly budget that you can fill out. One of the things I really recommend with this is fill out the monthly budget. If this is a layout you want to use, fill out the monthly budget. You can either add text box and have all of your information here in text. So let's say it's August. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. But let's say you have this for August. Maybe you take down all of the different expenses that you have for that month. And I highly recommend, once you get that really refined, then what you can do is duplicate the layout for the next month and just update the, so you would duplicate, it would carry that information with you. And then all you have to do is click the text tool here, click into August, click edit, and you can make it for September. So I highly recommend doing that because it's going to save you a lot of time. That is one of the really cool things about digital planning. Okay. There's also a revenue tracker. So if you are running a business or it makes sense for you to track your income, you're able to do that on this worksheet here. And then there's also an expenses tracker. So if you don't really like the monthly layout, or you maybe just want to track expenses, you're able to do that here. All right, and then there's a goals section. So here's a goal planner page. Up at the top, it gives you the option for a primary goal, and then what is your why, or how will it change your life if you achieve this goal? So there's space to write there. And then you take the primary goal and you break it into sub goals in this section over here. And then you have the opportunity to break it also down into small and more actionable steps. There's also a 9 areas of life template. So this is something you could do at the beginning of the year or anytime really. This layout could stay here as a goal setting layout. You could also move this to your yearly view if you would rather, and just kind of have an overview of what you want the year to look like when it comes to lifestyle, finances, career, adventure, new skills, etc. Next, there's a notes section. So there are several different page options. You have lined pages, grid pages, and blank pages. So you can use these however you like. And then there's also a list section. So in this tab, this is a place to keep lists. So any lists that you may want to be creating or tracking, and obviously there's like several in there as well. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know, but that is the Moonlit Forest Planner. And I hope this walkthrough was helpful so you kind of know what you might be getting into if you were to decide to go grab it. And again, if you have any questions, let me know.